Hey everybody, Escape211 here. We are working on the new mech on the test server. I will put my build up. I went with the stock of him. This is Sentinel. Code name was Sail, right? That we saw, but Sentinel is what his actual name is. He's rocking the tall shield. All right, when I first heard about this, I thought it was going to be more on top, but this is what it's like. It's like a flipped shield of Ares. It's not as wide on the sides, it's wide up on the top, I guess, if you want to call it that. More so for dealing with jabs, all right? That's going to be, you know, more of what you see. And the new helix type stuff, which I'll talk about in a separate video. But this one overall looks interesting. I mean, honestly, he feels a lot like Ares. There's not going to be much difference to how he plays versus Ares for most of your stuff. You know, I may put up his stats, or maybe I'll talk about it at the end. I don't know. But overall, like, his stats are just a little bit better than Ares. Not by a whole lot, just like a little bit more HP, a little bit more speed, a little bit more health to the shield. But you do have to remember that he is epic, so we don't really see the grade changes yet. But when that is added in, I'm assuming there's going to be more of a gap between him and Ares, so he would be the choice there, in my opinion. So functions a lot like him, like other tanks. One thing I did notice is that his walk, I'll have to show you later, after I'm done killing some dudes and can get down there, his walk has a bit of a bounce to it, which looks really cool, and I like it from a character standpoint. However, depending on the weapons you use, it can mess up your targeting. You can kind of maybe see it in a couple of those steps that I took. After we deal with this guy, I don't have my shield, so I don't want to pop out there. Okay, now that we got it. Oh, we got two guys though. All right, we'll wait. But I'll pop out there soon, and you can see kind of how it looks. Okay. Oh, we got this guy. Let's deal with him first. Yeah, I mean his. Yeah, you can kind of see it. He does a little bit of a bounce there as he takes his steps, which, like I said, for something like this with disc launchers, not too bad. Maybe I'll use something else when I do like a max build, and maybe you can see that bounce more and how it affects the aim. But it can actually affect accuracy a little bit, which is a bummer in that sense. But depending on the weapon you use, you may not even notice it. Disc launchers is one where it wouldn't affect it. Other stuff like, you know, jabs or the helix weapon, it probably wouldn't affect it at all. So not a big deal there. But the character of it is kind of fun with the bounce. Oh man, I forget how weak jabs are. I mean, sorry, not jabs. Disc launcher 8s are. I mean, I'm going with the stock build for him just so you guys can see how it is out the box at a 4-star setup when he's epic. Good. Okay, they got him. I didn't want to have to chase him down. It's pretty good. I'm okay with it there. You know, it's gonna feel a lot like Ares does. It's not until he's maxed that you're gonna see the alternate kind of play that this guy can do. So we'll do some max play after we finish this one, so you can kind of get an idea of how he functions at that stage. Yeah, and I don't know, I just think, you know, he's an interesting mech overall. I think it was an interesting choice. I like how he can corner shoot a little bit better without his shield getting too much in the way. But his tall element of the shield will be a pain for, like, small barriers, because he'll be able to shoot it at the top. So, you know, similar element to that as Ares, just a different way of the shield facing, but probably similar overall play and feel if you've used Ares at all. But we're going to try him maxed, so hopefully that'll feel a little different this time. All right, so we got our Sentinel / Sail all maxed out. We'll put the build up for this one. I'm using the grav beams just because I wanted something that's consistent damage that keeps me out in the field, because once this guy is maxed out, the benefit to me is aggressive play, all right? Oh, all right. You can kind of see it there. When I was talking about the bounce before, look at how my beams kind of bounce up and down there. It's a bit of annoyance when you're shooting far away. But, you know, see how it kind of bounces off its target. Obviously, that guy was stealth, so it was hard to keep on, but it does do that a little bit. It tries to hang on to the target with aim assist, so it's not awful, but it is a little bit annoying, depending on the level of precision of your weapon and the distance of your target. But, all right, so, oop. All right, we took a little bit of damage from that guy, which is actually a good thing. And that's what I think is really interesting about this guy when you get him maxed. The balance between how much damage you take so that you can get your shield back faster. He has a mechanic that is designed to just get his shield back faster as his health is lower, right? It's like 2 seconds that he shaves off for every like section of health, right? You got those 5 sections down there. Right now we lost 1 section, so it should come back in 10 seconds instead of 12. But, you know, you got to play with the idea of taking some damage. So you want to play aggressively at first, and then as you take more damage, play a little bit more cautiously. But I like the idea of when you get toward the end where your shield can come back in like 4 seconds, but one where it's like you can pop out, deal with someone, especially if they have like railguns or like EM rifles, eat one of those shots without taking damage and then get it back very fast. All right, so we're about half down. You saw how fast my shield came back. I didn't get it put up though, and now I'm in like that 20%. So we'll see if we can lose our shield again one more time. But I want to play cautiously now. I don't want to die. But if we can lose it one more time, you'll see that it comes back in like 3 seconds. It comes back really fast. So when you get to this point where you can, you know, do some corner shooting and try to clock what your targets are running so that you can play around them but still get your shield back fast while letting the shield tank the damage. You know, I can see where this guy's play could be really interesting. Not necessarily super realistic though. I mean, when you're talking about, oh my gosh, I thought that guy was going to get me. When you're talking about play against real players, is that going to be realistic long term? I don't know. Gosh, these guys sneaking in the beam shots. All right. They were hitting my health though, not the shield. So I just gotta get somewhere where they can take out the last of my shield. I think there's only that one guy though. Man, maybe we can get to him just to see if we can get this in play. Is that it? Yeah, I think that's it. That's it. All right, so I didn't get to, but I'll show you the stats at the end, just so you guys can see like the idea of how that works. You probably are already able to see his stat sheet, but we'll talk a little bit about it. But overall, like I said, he's going to play similar to Ares, but he's going to have that grading, you know, boost. So he should ultimately be better than Ares in that sense. But he's going to function similarly until you get him to max, and then you'll be able to, well, we'll get his stat sheet up here. And then you'll see at that end category, right, where he loses 2 seconds per each one. So at the top end, it's only 4 seconds, but if you're using implants like I'm using, it'll be even faster, like 3.5 seconds, I think. But overall, really interesting mech. I'm not sure if he's going to be great, but you guys can let me know what you think, and we'll see you out there on the battlefield.